Transition is a very challenging process for many of our students, and the research tells us that many students experience high levels of anxiety, loss of self-belief, feelings of anger, feelings of hopelessness, feelings of not being good enough, high levels of imposter syndrome. I'm not good enough to be here, I'm about to be found out at any moment. And so understanding that the first few weeks are going to be an emotional, and focusing on the felt experience in the first few weeks, focusing on helping students to feel confident, to feel that they belong, to feel calm, to feel that they can do this. And we know also from the research that in those first few weeks, students focus very much on the social aspects of university. They get to the academic bit a little bit later on. So belonging. So whether that's about encouraging students to engage with stuff around being a part of a student union society, students who do that tend to see better grades. But equally, it might be about building cohort identity within a program, but actually that can really help as well. And then looking at developing the academic side, and one of the things that the research is showing along the academic side of things is that what we need to be thinking about is the difference between deep learning and surface learning. We have a lot of our students who focus very much on surface strategic learning, coming in and just trying to do the minimum amount to get the information they need to do the assignment to get the grade. And actually what we know is that deep learning, where you really immerse yourself in the subject, leads not only to students doing better academically overall, but they also have better well-being, and they're more satisfied with their teaching and learning experience overall. And those students have an intrinsic focus of motivation. Surface learners tend to focus only on the grade, they tend to be far more anxious, they have a lower level of well-being, and they're less satisfied with their experience overall, and they have an extrinsic motivation. So whatever we can do, once we've helped them settle in and find their social groups, to then think about shifting their learning into deeper learning, then we know our students will thrive and do so much better. One of the things that I would urge personal tutors to do is come and have conversations with us. Sometimes there's a little bit of a perception that support services and academics are in a different place with students, that we're sometimes suggested even that those of us in support services want to make it easier for students. I have no interest in making degrees easier for students. It's supposed to be hard, but I want them to achieve. And I want to make sure that we help them to develop their own resources and their own skills and their own abilities in order to be able to do it themselves, to climb the mountain themselves. And we're really keen to work with academics as much as possible to do that, because we want our students to develop deep learning, to really engage and immerse with their subject, but also to understand the holistic nature of learning, and the fact that if they're not sleeping well, if they're not eating well, if they're not exercising, then that's going to all impact on their academic performance overall. So come and have a conversation with us about what you're experiencing, what you're seeing, and we'll figure out how we can help you.